Hi everyone, this is Kelly with the Children's Museum of Sonoma County, and in this week's art adventure, we're going to be making eggshell vases, like this one. So we can decorate them, you can use them to put dried flowers in, or you could also use them to store your art supplies for all your future art adventures. The supplies that we're going to need are some eggshells, some toilet paper rolls, some scissors, glue, a paintbrush, and we're going to decorate it using some paint. Any kind of paint will do. So let's get started. So we want to prepare our workplace first, and I would recommend if you have a piece of cardboard lying around, this can be really great to put down just so we can keep all of our mess contained in one place here. And we're gonna start with the eggshells. And this is really fun because we get to smush and smash our eggshells all together and then glue them into place. So let's start with the fun part. We need to cover this toilet paper roll with glue first of all. If you want to, you can use a paintbrush for this, or you could even use your fingers, and we can just do a little bit at a time. I might even just open this right up because we're going to want to use a lot of glue. You could just dump some out onto your cardboard. There we go. And then you can just use your paintbrush to just glob on a whole bunch of glue, just in one little section first. And then you can take your eggshell. I'll use a brown one first so we can see. And you can start to just smash it up a little bit. And you'll get these pieces, and you can start to put the pieces on there. You really want to push them into place, and as you push them, you might notice that they start to crack a little bit more. And that'll just help them stay in place. It's kind of like putting a puzzle together, like a mosaic of just having all the pieces fit together. And they don't have to fit perfectly. You can I'll have some spaces in between mine. But we're gonna wanna cover the whole thing. Or if you just wanna do a little bit, that's totally fine. This is part of it where you can just be creative and decide how you want these pieces to be on here. It's like we're making a mosaic. What is a mosaic? It's a pattern or image made up of small pieces. And what we're doing here is adding some really cool texture that we can paint over and decorate later. So I'm going to keep working on this, and we'll see how it turns out. Ta-da! So I covered the whole thing in eggshells. They're just glued on. I might need to keep pushing them down to make sure they're nice and stuck. But the yolk of eggs is actually really sticky, so if you had any yolk left in there, they'll probably stick pretty well. And the next step is to let them dry. After it's dry, we can paint it. Okay, so I got this guy nice and dry, and I'm actually gonna cut out the bottom really quick before I paint the whole thing. So I'm actually just gonna use this cardboard that I have. You could use any kind of hard cardboard that you have, or you can just keep it as a tube. It could be something that you look through. Use your imagination. But I'm going to cut out a little piece of this cardboard, so I'll put my tube down, and then use a pencil. It's easier if you do it at the edge. Use a pencil to mark around the circle. Okay, and then, whoopsies. And then you can cut it out with some scissors. It might be hard to cut cardboard. Ask for help if you need it. After we have our circle cut out, we're just using our glue here to glue it on the end. So we can just line the edge here with a little bit of glue. And then we just stick it on and let it dry, and that'll be our bottom. And then we can get to the really fun part, painting. So remember, some things that are handy to have when we're painting is some water for our brushes and a rag that we can use for our brushes too. And because we have this nice cardboard, we already have some glue, so we'll watch out for that. I'm gonna start just with white, and we can just put our paint right onto, woo, there it goes, right onto the cardboard. And then we wanna get our brush ready, make sure there isn't too much glue on it. And we'll just paint the whole thing. If you want to just go right into your decorations, that's fine. If you don't want to paint it, you most certainly don't have to. You should do what feels right. Listen to your creative inner voice. This is just what mine said, to just go ahead and paint the whole thing. And you might have different colored eggshells like I did. I have some greenish eggshells and also some brown eggshells, but I wonder if you had any white eggshells, because a lot of eggshells are just white. It's so fun. They can be so many different colors. So we'll just go ahead and paint the whole thing here till it's all covered, right? Even the bottom, why not? Sure, why not? And now we can see, wow, it looks totally different and really neat. We're gonna let this dry, and then we'll paint on our decorations with some bright colors for springtime. So we'll let this dry and see how the next part goes. All right, it's all dry. Now I decided to use teal and yellow. You might have noticed I have a really cool Oscar the Grouch Band-Aid on. I cut myself a little bit earlier. And I'm gonna do polka dots because I think polka dots are so fun. But man, you could just, the possibilities are endless. You could do so many different kinds of designs on your fun springtime vase, and I would love to see what kind of designs you do. If you want to share on our Facebook page or share on our website or send us an email to the Children's Museum, we would love to see the art projects that you're doing at home. And after we're done painting this, we'll take a look and see what the chickens are up to outside and see what they think of our art project. Now I have my yellow polka dots on there. It's gonna sit up like this, looking pretty cool. Remember, I wanna use my water in between colors. See how it turned the water yellow? Wow, very cool. Can use my towel a little bit and then dip in to my teal paint. And I'll do some nice teal polka dots too. All kinds of pretty colors here. Ooh, might even get a little bit swirly. You could do stripes. You could paint the whole thing. Okay. I think I feel pretty good about that. Now we're gonna let it dry and it's ready to go. Wow.